Kamaru finds a torn photo of Maki within her pocket, the word daddy scribbled on the back. Kamaru, you have some splaining to do. You got like a whole bunch of, this requires some, okay. In the year of the Radiant Toon Link. Dave Bravo, Dave Anomaly, the Anomakars, few know me as the man who just saw the ending of Rain Code yesterday on the channel. And you know what that means for this series? Well, a new cast of characters that you could put in tag teams. That's right, tag team suggestion boxes. Rain Code is now free. We finished just in the nick of time in the
Danganronpa.
Hunger Games. We had a whole fun cast of characters, admittedly, and so I went through and I said, hey, let's take all of our favorites, generally most of the detectives, and then, you know, a couple of the other, just like 3 other characters. I was like, all right, let's see how it goes. This episode, no spoilers. We just have characters and character faces. And in fact, I think literally only people whose faces appear on like the cover of the game, aside from like one person, and maybe not. I think everyone here is on the cover of the game. No spoilers. Anywho, spoiler free. Keep all of the game information out of my mind, and let's go through all of our folks here. We have Yuma Coco Head here with Makoto, very protagonist energy. Shinigami and Mew, yeah. Number 1, who is the number 1 detective here with, well, the number 1 detective, Kyoko. We have Aphex and Mondale. I saw those two and I was like, they must mesh very well. Pucci and Maya, Zilch and Togami. And you know, I feel like that might not be the best match in the world, but he's like got a Togami leadership energy, as well as like being like, you know, Zilch. He's a little bit kinder than Togami. We have Melanie with Mahiru. We have Zange with Tengen, and I feel like they would be really, really similar if Tengen, you know, didn't do Tengen things. Because Tengen, I think, is like a really cool character, but you know, he's Tengen. Halara and Pekka, which I don't know if it's like the best match in the world, but like with the characters that we have from Danganronpa, I think that pretty much matches. I think it's pretty cool. Desahiko and Teru. yeah, that's right. Yako and Chisa, Fubuki and Sonya. Yeah. The whole game, Fubuki was like reminding me of Sonya. Vivia and Ryoma, yeah. And then we have a couple of the extras, so I was like, I love them. These are my favorite extras. Nun. Yeah, I love the nun, and she's just named Nun. Maki and the Nun. Boy, who I figured out actually has a name, but I will continue calling him Boy for the rest of existence. Here with Jotaro. And lastly, we have Kurumi, fan favorite, and I think Kurumi actually reminds me a lot of Komaru, but like late game Komaru. Because I feel like Komaru developed like some more of her like own personality and some more like independence on her side. Komaru. That's the kind of Komaru that I think reminds me of Kurumi, and vice versa. And that's all the time that we've got for the intro, because I got some things, or just one thing. I think Friday is gonna announce the other thing. So I hear Inferno's this week, so let me talk to you. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow's Friday Night Inferno. Get excited, get hyped. I was gonna say it's been a minute since Inferno, I guess it's been a month, that's just how it goes. But it hasn't been that long since we've seen some wrestling, so much so that just the last time, surprisingly, Sonic the Hedgehog earned the right to fight Eggman for the championship at the upcoming special, AWE special, Brawl Halloween at the end of this month, because it is spooky month. And so Sonic wants to prepare, so he asked for a match. And I said, what kind of match? Pick any match you want to get in preparation. He said, one that only is often featured come May. Sonic said, bring down the cage, bring down the Elimination Chamber. And I said, okay, Sonic, who you want to fight? Sonic wants Mona, the first ever AWE champion. Wants Kokichi, the second. He wants Kaito, the third. He wants Gatekeeper, the fourth. And he wants Yosuke the Fifth. All 5 former champions. He wants them in the Elimination Chamber to prepare to potentially become the future AWE champion. It is going to be a fantastic match. Oh my gosh, and with just one more match to reveal just what will unfold, what's going on, but I don't know what's going on, but like, that Elimination Chamber is about to be hype, because we've seen all of those competitors put on fantastic showings, and tomorrow, oh my gosh, they're all going to be in the exact same place, in the exact same ring. Oh, and that has potential to be one of the greatest matches of all time in the AWE South. Watch and learn, you guys, because Inferno's tomorrow, but this is today, so, let me tell you. First and foremost, have you seen or, played Raincode? That's the wrong music. Let me know that in the comments. I also had a question, a spooky question. Oh, yeah. Because we were talking about this, this past Monday. What are you guys going to, have you or do you dress up for Halloween? Because I know in the later years a lot of people just don't dress up anymore unless they're going to like parties. But have you or did you? And if you have and don't anymore, what was your favorite Halloween costume? Or if you want to answer that, go ahead. And more, I guess, important or current, if you're dressing up this year, what are your plans? What are you going to dress up as? Let me know because it is spooky month. I'm excited. This year I was reminded that I said that I was gonna dress as the Minor 49er from Scooby-Doo because that is my guy, and I think I'm gonna hold true to that in some nature. I might even have Wednesdavy do it at Brawloween. That might be that might be fun. I might actually talk to Wednesdavy about that after this. That being said, look me dead in the eyes because it's time to get this thing started. First, second, and third, pick those in the comments as well. I'm gonna try and only pick Raincode characters. If I have to pick my favorite Raincode characters, I'm gonna pick the Nun because she's hot, and I'm going to hey, behave, take it down, there we go. I mean, I'm not wrong, and give me, I gotta go with Yuma. I love Yuma, I really do. Mr. Cocoa Head, Tables Champion, Yuma, I do acknowledge you. That being said, we got ourselves a match, so without further ado, it's time to get this thing started. And the only way to do that is to oh wait, I was supposed to pull something up and say, whoa! I'm sorry, I was having such a good time laughing about it. Here, what is this? Oh my gosh, what? You know, I'll be frank, I almost forgot that I have this. I forgot so much that here we go. There's the opening. Looking like soccer out here. It is a kendo stick. And that reminds me of grand old dojo matches. And you know, as I was holding this, I was like, you know what? Lead AV in a dojo match? That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? And then I thought to myself, what if we had lead AV and someone, just in like, not even just like oh, the world is ending or any like big old beef, what if we just had like a friendly trio of matches? One at Fracture, one at Inferno tomorrow, and one at Brawloween. I thought that might be neat. So you know what? This is, and I'll be frank, this is on the moment bookings, but I'm gonna ask Wednesdavy about this. Hey, Asmir, after your performance smacking the taste out of the doctor's mouth, how would you and Lead AV like to go one-on-one this Friday in a dojo match? In a friendly dojo match. The next week, you can choose the match type, and at Brawloween, Wednesday you can choose the match type. We've never, you know what? Things have always been all about beef, all about anger, all about throwing hands, all about, like, all sorts of stuff. What about just a friendly match between you and Lead 80? A set of them. I think I like the sound of that. I'm gonna talk to Wednesday, and I think we might make that happen, so get excited. Friday Night Inferno, and there's still one more match to announce. That being said, let's start the show. Let's start the show. Like, I'll be frank, that wasn't planned. I pulled that out and I was like, now hold on a minute. That's what we call on the cuff book, and I'm gonna have to talk to Wednesday about that here. Hold on. Hey yo, how many times are we doing this? Let me know. 2. Also, I'm adding in a bunch of arena events. This season. I want to make sure that we have an arena event for every series that's represented in these games. And because of the AWE, we have some very interesting people who will be represented in arena events, like Miku, right? Crazy stuff. However, that's the future, and I guess we're gonna have fun ones for Raincoat coming in there too. I gotta make one for Raincoat. I didn't actually anticipate that, but without further ado, it's not just one time, but it is 2 times. And that also brings me to, if you have an arena event idea for a series that's represented in the Danganronpa Hunger Games tag teams, let me know. Let me know, because I have most of them like thought out. They're not in yet, because, you know, no spoilers. Well, some of them are made, but they're not in this one. They're in a different save. Let me know, because, you know, y'all have good ideas too, and sometimes I'm like, all right, hold on, y'all are cooking. Y'all are cooking. Hey, let's get this on the road. Let's start this show, and we proceed to see. It is the first time that most of these competitors have stepped, or half rather of these competitors have stepped into this arena. However, there's also the first time that half of them have heard these horns before. Well, yeah, I guess half of them have heard these horns before, so let's sound the horns. Thank you, horn bearers, for doing your part, because you sure are smart. And so, let's get the show on the road, shall we? Halara, Pucci, and Jotaro work together to get as many supplies as possible. I do love Halara a lot, though, for real. Mahi runs away from the cornucopia. They're so cool. They are so cool. Pekka stabs Boy with a tree branch. Boy! You gotta be better than that! Kamar finds a torn photo of Maki within her pocket, the word Daddy scribbled on the back. Kamar, you have some splaining to do. You got like a whole bunch of... This requires some... Okay. Makoto scares Mai away from the cornucopia. Zange, Chisa, and Shinigami arrive to the games as a group, but are late and penalized. 50 luck, Teru grabs a chainsaw. Kurumi begins to bully Kyoko relentlessly. The nun plays all of the horn bearer instruments at once. It's so beautiful that the nun gets subdues the horn bearers, and the horn bearers let her play the instruments for the rest of the game. Mondo finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Ryoma is the elusive Option 11. Togami ignores the opening ceremonies, goes playing video games with Mew instead. Desuku finds a teleporter, teleports him to Gregmach Monastery. Oh no! That poor monastery! The girls there are never gonna get a moment of peace. Yaku gets his hands on a pair of scissors, commits Jack-style genocide on Sonya, Melanie, and Fubuki. Rest in peace. Yuma and Zilch are resurrected by the Lich King in order to kill the other tributes. Number 1 gathers as much food as he possibly can. Aphex rips a mace out of Vivia's hands. Well, Vivia probably stood there and he accepted that mace hit. Open arms, he's like, come on, hit me. Do it, I dare you. Tengen runs away from the cornucopia. Will proceed yet again to day 1. Togami apparently wants it that way, and you know what? Me too, my lad. Ryoma gets balloons and Yuma comes along and pops them. Mahiru does Mahiru things. Jotaro stomps all over Yako's garden. A now enraged Yako murders him with a hoe and buries him in the garden. Kurumi is making Zilch angry. Kurumi's not gonna like Zilch when he's angry. Tengen plants some trees. Makoto washes his hands in the river. Desuko embraces the spring and plants daisies outside of his camp. It's not spring, Desuhiko. In fact, it's autumn. I gotta add in an autumn event too. Chisa, Maya, Aphex, and Vivia swim in a magical lake hidden deep beneath the arena whose mystical wizards turn them all into chibi forms themselves. Magic doesn't always have to be useful, but it sure is cute. The Nun reminds you, yes, you, dear viewer, to stay hydrated, or she'll or she'll rough you up. Zange, Kyoko, and Pucci get into a fight. Zange triumphantly kills them both. Shinigami turns the freaking Statue of Liberty into freaking Sayaka. Number 1 uses slash kill on Komaru, but Avi disabled cheats. Avi disqualifies number 1. Get out of here, number 1. I like you better in the Kids Next Door. Not that there's anything wrong with number 1 in that game. Bullying a Teru, not cool, Peko. No, I think that she's probably not bullying him. This is probably just Teru being Teru. But he's a lad, I'll tell you what. Hilara violently shakes a tree to knock loose some fruit. Maki plants some trees, and Mondo gets smashed in the head with a crowbar by Mew. Mew's out here doing Mew things, apparently. 9 are gone, which is honestly a good chunk of the competition already, to be honest. Hey, but it is a Clear Day Loon 4. Boy! Sonia, Melumi, Fubuki, Jotaro, Kyoko, Pucci. Number 1. Mondo. The first ever Clear Day Loon for some of these characters. We'll see everybody's statuses. We see Yuma and Makoto holding strong in District 1, Shinigami and Mew in District 2. District 3 is out. Number 1 Detectives might be the number 1 district out now. It might have been Boy and Jotaro. District 4 sees Aphex, 5 sees Maya, Zilch and Togami in 6, Mahiru in 7, Zange and Tengen in 8. 9 still sees Hilara and Peko, 10 sees Desuka and Teru, 11 still sees Yako and Chisa, 12 is gone, 15's gone, but 14, 13, and 16 all in. Vivia, Ryoma, Nun, Maki, Karumi, and Komaru as we go on to Night 1. We must do just that. As Yako challenges Ryoma to a dance-off, Yako dominates. He's got the schmoves. I can see Yako. Back in his day, he was probably getting dirty, getting down. I see him. Zilch tries to enter the secret underground casino Losuke in the arena, but gets turned away by the bouncer. Mahiru thinks she's the protagonist. In actuality, Peko is, and Mahiru is the quirky comic relief character. Shinigami feels especially kind tonight and gives Yuma a muffin. Okay. Chisa steals Kurumi's first kiss. I don't know, that's way funnier than it should be. Togami's in an exosol. Avi remarks that he hasn't seen Komodos in a hot second. Right as he does this, a bank of Komodo dragons attacks and kills Vivio. Fair enough. Desuhiko challenges Tengen to a dash-off. Desuhiko absolutely dominates. He should, honestly. Makoto and Maki vow to protect each other, to build each other's trust. Aphex and Teru decide to do trust falls in the very first instance of the exercise. Aphex steps aside and lets Teru fall to the ground. Komaru and Mew have a pose-off. Mew wins. Maya and Zange pushes Zange off of a cliff during a knife fight. Nun loves Hilara. As much as Maki loves Kokichi, we proceed. They don't like each other very much, apparently. And day 2 proves that Hilara is making enemies, because Hilara finds a violin and begins to play it horribly. Much to Mahiru's frustration, Kurumi kills Peko with a shot put ball. Goodness gracious. Zilch, Maya, and Aphex perform a glorious air combo on Ryoma, but he lives. Overcome with madness, Makoto changes his own sister to a tree and makes her watch as he drowns Yako. I think he's crazy. Let Maki cook. You're dang right, let Maki cook. Nun slams Shinigami through a table. Sounds like they want a match. Yuma rests in a fruit tree. Teru catches Mew crawling from the wall, rocking back and forth, sucking at her thumb. It seems like she's lost it. Togami invades Tengen's privacy, has listened to him sing in the shower, and Desuhiko and Chisa talk about their lives. We lost just 4 this time. Just 4, as we've lost now a grand total of just 13. After this, Clear Day Loon 4. Vivia, Zange, Peko, Yako. 13 gone, not even halfway through our field, but we're honestly getting pretty close. District 1, District 2 completely in, District 4 stars Aphex, 5 stars Maya, 6 completely in, 7 has Mahiru, 8 now down to just Tengen, 9 now down to just Hilara, 10 still completely in, 11 now down to just Chisa, 13 now down to just Ryoma, 14 and 16 both completely in, and that is very quickly our rundown. So let's keep on keeping on, shall we? Let's do just that. As we go on to night 2, Komaru gives Maya a steaming glass of hot poison cider. Komaru, how could you taint the sanctity of cider? Komaru, there's now a bounty on your head, as much as I love you. And as much as I appreciate you as one of my favorite characters. There's a bounty on your head. Hilara sings a romantic song to Aphex, how sweet. Never thought I'd see that day. Mahiru cuts off both of Shinigami's arms. I never thought I'd see that day. Zilch gets hold of my soundboard and is killed for breaking the fourth wall. Well, yeah, I mean, you did do that, so I guess you must perish. Tengen remembers about season 7. Desuko challenges Makoto to a dance-off. Desuko absolutely dominates. Yuma takes power. 247 million perish. Chisa plays something absolutely glorious. Well, thank you for that absolutely glorious intervention, Chisa. But I digress. Where in the world is Where in the world is Byakuyo Tagami? Poor Byakuyo. Ryoma is gonna need a lot of therapy after the Hunger Games. Teruteru loves the nun as much as Maki loves Kokichi. There's a lot of hate going on. Mew berates Maki for not protecting your butter, and Kurumi, stop it. Get some help. As we proceed, we are at day 3, and Mahiru plants flowers around a campsite. Fun fact, Togami is just here to suffer. Kurumi is the best there is, the best there was, and gosh darn it, the best there ever will be. Makoto challenges Mew and Ryoma to an anything goes pancake eating competition. Mew says, look, it's been a minute since I've held some gold, and it's time to change that. Wants to go on to that World Pancake Championship match, but I can't find a pin. I just found one, and I just found one from you. Get in there, Miss Aruma. Gorgeous girl genius. Hall of Famer. Let's go. Aphex and Maki hunt for other tributes. Desihiko and Chisa look for more people to become friends with. Halara receives a hatch from an unknown sponsor. Also, yeah, this upcoming season is the second of our Hall of Famers. We're gonna do it twice a year. I was thinking doing it every season might have been a little too much, but I think twice a year. Once like in spring and once in winter. Sounds about right. Well, spring it's really like late spring, so like basically summer. Regardless, it's coming. Round 2. Aphex and Maki hunt for other tributes. Desihiko and Chisa look for more people to become friends with. Halara receives a hatch from an unknown sponsor. Shinigami defeats Teruteru in a fight, but spares his life. Interesting that a death god would spare someone's life. Komaru hunts for other tributes. Yuma panders to the audience. Avi confuses Tengen for Hilda. How? Well, look. They both have 2-syllable names. They both, work with someone who is incredible at plotting. None investigates the school grounds looking for clues. We lost just 2 this round, and thus it's a very quick Clair de Lune 4. Maya. Zilch. So District 5 and 6 have lost somebody, and that makes District 5 completely out, but Togami remains for District 6. Everyone else stays the same, so we don't really need to play off too much on that. We're not even halfway through yet. I believe we have 17 left? We sure do. 17 left, so let's keep on going. 7 more into your saving grace books. Are we about to get there right here, right now? As Ryoma tries to treat his infection, Teruteru disowns Nun for being a disgrace to the family. Well, he did hate her. I didn't know they were family, though. Mew sets up an outdoor generator, space heater, and floodlights. Yuma finds a stereo and presses play. It plays some sick beats. Mahiru is an international super spy. Togami gets a hold of my soundboard, plays a secret achievement music, and secret achievements are back this season. Chisa ships Maki and Makoto. They're incredibly uncomfortable. Tengen gets captured by the repairman and is never heard from again. So, like, does that mean the repairman has turned face? Halara, who works for Yoko's, is sick and tired of people from Avi's burning it down, so she burns down. So they burn down Avi's. Don't love that. Okay. Kurumi buys every single version of Uno from Avi's wares and spares. Komaru says a swear word. Shinigami covers Detsuhiko's ears. I think that's kind of hilarious. And Aphex finds a special charm that allows him to transform into a magical girl. Now, time to fight some evildoers. It is day 4. As Aphex stabs Chisa with a sword, revives him with a wish ring, and repeats the process until he's satisfied. Mew confides in Togami. It's Teruteru's birthday. Happy birthday, tiny chef. With an even tinier chef head. Happy birthday! Halara steals a tray of the nun's freshly baked cookies. The rating pistol rates Mahiru 84 points. Avi joins forces with Komaru. Forces Komaru. Doesn't join forces with Komaru. We're still beefing. To work at Avi's wares and despairs. Maki and Makoto, who were uncomfortably shipped last time, instead go to score free food from her. Ryoma can see the end of the horizon. Hatsune Miku Gosh darn it, y'all really did this to me. Shinigami confesses how much she has come to aid Dasuhiko. Dasuhiko runs away crying. Yep, I think that's, yep, okay. In an effort to survive, Yuma tries to strangle Kurumi with toilet paper. Kurumi tears through it and breaks Yuma's neck in retaliation. Oh my gosh! Kurumi's going wild. She's running wild with him. And you know what? She probably got that toilet paper from one of the greatest stores of all time. Avi's wears in despairs because there's a flash sale as Ryoma gets his leg on the automatic door. Maki gets a 6th set of nunchucks. Shinigami, Aphex, and Mahiru go shopping in the freezer section. Halara locks them all in, freezing them to death. Komaru gets fired from Avi's wears in despairs, runs off crying. Nun tips over an aisle, which causes other aisles to fall like dominoes, killing Makoto, Teru, and Togami. In the process, Dasuhiko also gets a sick set of nunchucks, and Mew and Kurumi fiercely snag coupons from the shelves. We lost more than 7 for sure this time. It is 9. We are within your saving grace picks. So, with our final 8, let's give a final Clair de Lune for Tengen, Chisa, Yuma, Shinigami, Aphex, Mahiru, Makoto, Teru, Togami. Well, I mean, that's all she wrote, ain't it? That is indeed all she wrote. Yuma and Shinigami right back to back. Partners forever. But they're not going on to that season 15 premiere. But who will be your top 2 here as we make our Saving Grace picks? Now, a little birdie told me once that you needed some new picks because your first picks didn't do so well unless they did. Well, let me talk to you. Yeah, we have Mew, who could be your Saving Grace picks, undisputed Mew. We have Halara, first time. In fact, it is Mew versus Maki versus Komaru in terms of Danganronpa, but 4 other. No, Ryoma's still here, you too. Well, let's just go on through everybody. We got Halara. They can hit those kicks like crazy. Halara can kick you to the left, kick you to the right. They can kick you all up and down the street. And they'll charge a fee for it too. Dasuhiko, that man's. You know what? Love him to bits. Not for nothing. He's that man's. You see, he's paired with Teru. I don't want to give anything really away about the game, but that's he has his moments. Ryoma's still in here. We love Ryoma. He is our king. King Ryoma, we acknowledge him. The Nun. Man, is she. Maki's here as well, and we go way back. Kurumi, for the first time, could find her way into a championship match. And lastly, we have the Komaru. Now, I'll tell you what. Between these 8, who do you got? I'll make my picks as well, right here, right now. Without a shadow of a doubt, but in the comments, you make yours first, second, and third. I'm going to pick Halara for first. It was unwise of me to bet against Halara in the first place, because it is Halara. If I'm thinking like legitimately about this, has the best chance of winning. Second, I feel like I should take Maki, because we go way back and that's like squad. And you know what? We gotta go the undisputed one. We can't bet against Mew. It's impossible. It's unheard of. Mew, Maki, Halara in reverse order. That's who I got. I know y'all have made your picks. Without further ado, it's your final 8. And it's Mew, Halara, Dasuhiko, Ryoma, Nun, Maki, Kurumi, and Komaru. All kind of what we like to call their hearts beating fast with the same pulse, determination, and perhaps even the same fate as that of a samurai woman. It's time. Final 8, it could all end right here, right now, and it will not, because Kurumi gets a hold of my soundboard. Unfortunately, before she can use it, gets caught by Avi and disqualified. Kurumi, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to be escorted out of the arena. Perhaps we will see you again sometime soon. Dasuhiko acts cute. Oh, Halara submits an application to join the squad. See, like I would accept, but like I don't want to be in that kind of debt. Halara. Maki defeats Mew in a fight but spares her life. Ryoma takes power. 247 million perish. Komaru also feels like playing something absolutely glorious. Most excellent Komaru, but it is still Samurai Woman. As the nun decides it was a good idea to nosedive a hibernating polar bear, the horror. Oh my, we'll proceed again. And we are at the feast! Oh my, wait a minute, we're at your final three, aren't we? Mew, Maki decide to work together to get some more supplies. Desuko sets off an explosive taking out Halara and Ryoma. The king and the one who kicks left and right, and Komaru dies from an infection. We're down to Maki, Mew, and Desuhiko. And if they both kill Desuhiko, well, let's see how that plays out. Ha 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 ha. I guess it's over. Well, yeah, I guess this is pretty okay because, you know, a win for the squad is really a win for me. Desuhiko finds a staff brimming with arcane energy using a spell of his own making. He kills Mew. And Desuhiko and Maki challenge Avi to a showdown to end the game on their own accord, and Avi says, you know what? I did say that that's my man's Desuhiko, and I said, you know what, Maki? We go way back, so you know what? It would be with great honor for me to accept you all into my heel alliance this season. Desuhiko, Maki, I can't kill the two of you. Come on, bring it in. Y'all are winners out here. We'll proceed. We do get a terrible turnabout, I believe. Only one for this episode 4. Karumi, the nun, Halara, Ryoma, Komaru, and Mew. And so my heel faction grows as we see everybody's status as only 2 remain, and I bless them with a win. They have my blessing, they join my powerful team. Your winners. My mans, and someone who I go way back with. They came together, and despite what you may think about how they would actually work together, they somehow find a common ground and say, hey, let's go win some gold, shall we? For Team Avi, for the heel faction. Desuhiko and Maki take the win. Welcome, Desuhiko. Welcome, Maki, of course. If there were 2 that I would induct into my heel faction this season, it would be these 2. And they're gonna walk out with some gold, let me tell ya, let me talk to ya. Desuhiko and Maki will be joining up in that singles premiere, but who will not be joining them? Mew from the entourage? Forget about that. Komaru, who had a bounty? No. And unfortunately she perished due to just perishing. Infection, I believe. Ryoma, the king, as much as I love him, not right now. Halara, Nun, and Karumi all back-to-back from Rain Code, but we did have a Rain Code winner, which is pretty cool. Our first Rain Code winner is Desuhiko. Togami in 9th, and Terra running off your top 10. No brackets to show, but you know. Desuhiko, Maki. What are we gonna get tomorrow? I don't know. We'll see. I will slow scroll through everyone else. The first person out was Boy, which I think is kind of hilarious. Rest in peace to Boy. We'll proceed one more again. And I'll talk for a second at the end of this. Peko stabs Boy with a tree branch, and it all ends with a challenge to me. This time I was like, hey, you know what? Y'all are great. Welcome, you have my blessing. Desuhiko and Maki come out as your winners. First place tied for first, and Yako had 4, Desuhiko had 3, Karumi had 2, Zange had 2, everyone else was 1 or less. We'll go back to the reaping one more again, and we'll congratulate from District 14, Maki, and from District 10, the perfect 10, Desuhiko. That is all the time we got. So until next time, or I guess until tomorrow, get excited because tomorrow, Hunger Games, but then Friday Night Inferno is going to be a fun time as we go on the road to, it's not really like on the road to this event because it's a special and there won't be like a build up every single week. It'll just be your standard Inferno and your standard Fracture, but it's nice to have like a specialty episode every once in a while, and I think that's what we're going to start doing, as opposed to our big 3 major live events. So, get excited for the first ever Brawl-O-Ween, and until then, toodaloo, Flight Crew, thank you for watching.